Hello, I am Agustin. I come from Argentina, and throughout my life I've been exploring multiple countries. I've been living in France for 6 years. That time I've managed to live in South Korea and now India. Now that I've managed to finish these first 6 months with Kanvic, I wanted to share some thoughts. India itself being key factor of my choice. This choice comes from many things. Me exploring different countries has been a huge motivator for me. From thinking more of what is their culture, what kind of food they like to eat. Those things were unknown to me at the beginning. But now, being here for 6 months, I realized that I only increased the amount of things I don't know about India. This country has such rich culture that the depth, it's hard to grasp. And being here has been extremely enjoyable for me. India also has something that is extremely interesting. That is the way they approach business, how they find to be their own way of solving problems. We see this in case studies in school. We see how each solution they bring has their own imprint of India and their way of thinking. And this idea of business, it's become more relevant than ever as India becomes more relevant than ever. I wanted to be part of the great Indian story. But that is not the only reason why I chose Kanvic. One of the most important things in my decision is how Kanvic has chosen to be the laboratory of learning. How it's a place where mentorship is encouraged, is what you will see and encounter when you join Kanvic, where one learns how to be a consultant and everything else in between. The most important thing I've learned is not necessarily a particular methodology or a technical skill, but rather a way of thinking, the way a consultant thinks, the way to approach problems, how to see this grand strategy and how to not be overwhelmed, how to problem solve, how to cut big problems into smaller pieces. It's thinking, dedicating the time to think, not jumping into conclusions. Those are things that before coming to Kanvic, I struggled with. And being in Kanvic, I was allowed time to think, how to learn, how to meditate and process things in order to provide the best result. That is not something you will see often. On the contrary, people will push you to finish faster, rush your process. Here, it's all about quality. It's about providing insightful things. Not to ignore the technical side, because there I grew as well. I have built large models for data samples that we've collected over many months. These kind of large end projects shaped a lot on how I think consulting can provide value. I can see where we are aiding somebody, and ultimately that is what Kanvic teaches you. It teaches you that consulting is not about giving advice and disappearing. It's about giving good advice that can help a company, but also helping them implement it, seeing through this application and seeing that we are providing tenfold the value that we are being paid. I also looked at what it is to be involved in Kanvic itself, on building Kanvic as a company. This is extremely valuable to anybody who thinks, how does business work? How does any business work, really? This time you're in the weeds, but fighting for Kanvic, how developing Kanvic will help you later down the line to build your own company. Because this is the entrepreneurial spirit that Kanvic really puts forward. I want to leave you with this idea, this notion of put your default as yes. When a project comes your way, you say yes. Whenever we need something new, a new skill set, can you learn it? You say yes. All of these opportunities will get you in the doorstep of, the laboratory of learning. It's this idea of getting out of your comfort zone, of learning, of truly learning, of making mistakes and then rectifying them. That is so important. And that's something that Kanvic not only encourages, but guides you throughout the process. It's extremely rich. And I implore you to really take advantage of this feature. try to do as much as you can, learn as much as you can. The quality is invaluable. I cannot recommend it more.